God's Plan FLP by Drake. I was going through YouTube and I was finding a lot of videos where people were just cutting out the audio and then adding their own drums. So I decided to actually try and recreate the synth or whatever was used, sample in the song. So I'm gonna play it and then I'm gonna show what I did and everything like that. So that's that. Um, what was used? I just used a bunch of purity, I guess instances of purity, and they're all completely out of order. But so I'm gonna hop into it. So I'm gonna take all the effects off. These are all the ones I use, by the way. So I'm gonna take them off, and then I'm gonna show you how it all went down. So I started with this instance right here, this rock organ, and it sounds like this. And then I added this one, which was Doubletron. And then I added this one, which is whatever that says, Casifica, Casifoa. And then I added this one, which is the same, it's the same thing, it's rock organ. It's just placed at a lower part in the keyboard, so it's, I guess, a lower octave. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but so it all sounds like this. And if you can tell, all the volumes are different because I want some sounds to overpower others. So after I did that, then I added some reverb. Then I added effector. And I just set it to phaser and I took off bypass. If you don't take off bypass, you're not going to hear the actual sound because it's bypassed. So I put it there. I actually didn't put it there. I moved the knobs and it got there. So, and then I added fruity flanger. I don't know how that's pronounced, but these are the settings. I'm not going to go through all of them, but and then in the sample, in the song, you can hear that it sounds like it's side chained. I don't know if that's part of the sample or that like that's what they wanted, but how I accomplished that was I added gross beat, set the first one of this to empty, and then I set the second one to sidechain. And when you set it to sidechain, it's like this. So I just moved it up to here. I moved this dot. You can just move the dots up. It sounded like this. And then to finish it off, I just added some parametric EQ. I boosted the mids, and then I put a low pass filter on the highs. So it sounds like that. Perfect. And pattern 2 it's a sound that you can kind of hear in the song. You can barely hear it, but all it is just this wave. I'm not sure what it's pronounced. I know that's a sine wave, square. I don't know what this is, but it's just really distorted with a bunch of like, what is it, flanger, whatever that is. So that's all the effects that I use for that. I'm not going to go through that because that sounds really not that important, but it's just a heavily distorted sound. And then kicks and the 808 and the clap. And these are the hats, and then so this is the kick. This is the 808. There's two 808s, like two patterns. So this is the first pattern that you hear at the initial drop. Let me use this one. You can barely hear the type of distortion that they used, but I just decided to just distort it, and it's distorted, EQ'd, and I believe that's it. Yeah, this is the clap. It's technically like a stock clap. These are the hi-hats. I mean, I layered these as well, so you can see that the volumes are different. So some part of the hi-hat is overpowering the other. And then those are closed hi-hats, by the way. This is the cowbell. This is the rim shot, rim whatever it's called, and it's basically it. This is the secondary 808 pattern that you hear. And then yeah, that's basically it.